And I'm Ralph. We're Ralph.
Ralph Farispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who is beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook. Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. Were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
Madonna Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas, to another edition of Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf Rispo, and I am flying solo once again today. And it's actually good to be back. We've been taking a little bit of a break, well deserved. We've been running hard, Ralph and I. So I'd just like to say thank you for everybody's support, everybody who's listening on the Far From Vesuvius network, on, whether you're in your car or on your run or what have you. If you're listening to the podcast, I appreciate you. If you guys are watching live, I appreciate you guys watching live. I see some of you guys already in here and have been in here. And again, I'm sorry for the late show. It feels like I'm getting a lot more reception from the late shows. And I have a lot going on too during the day. So, I just want to say thank you for sticking with us. Thanks for the kind words. We've been really, really busy in our personal lives, but we're back. A lot to catch up on. Napoli have done quite a bit since we've last come on. They beat Bologna 3-0. They beat Salernitana 1-0. And then today, Legia Warsaw Napoli, and Napoli defeat Legia Warsaw 4-1 to take tops of Group C, which is exactly where I want it to be. I know a lot of you have feelings about the Europa League. I just want to say really quickly, thank you for everybody who's been waiting. Again, Scoundrel, I see that you've been here for a few minutes. Francesco, you too. Salvatore Di Brita, Sal, my man. Cheeky Cheeto with that panenka. Yes, sir. Pasquale and Dan and Anthony coming in. You guys are all great. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'll get to your comments very, very soon, so stay with me. But yeah, so Napoli today defeat Legia Warsaw. That's basically why we're here. Like I said, we have a lot to catch up on. Bologna game 3-0. Ken was there. That was a great experience for him. You guys all heard him on the Calcio guys. You guys had, we had a big win there. Fabian goal with two Insigne penalty kicks, and then the Salernitana win away, which was difficult. No Osimhen injury. I'm gonna go ahead and, for the sake of having one, beast of the match against Bologna for me was Mario Rui. And then for the match, for the Salernitana match, for me, beast of the match was Anguissa, man. I think he just played so great. He's for me just complete. I'm sorry. We changed it to Di Lorenzo, Ralph and I, because of the goal line clearance. That's right. It was Di Lorenzo. So Di Lorenzo, Mario Rui. We'll get to today's beast, but let's do it. Napoli lined up today like this in a 4-2-3-1, and Spalletti didn't bring a lot of players to this game. He had 5 subs to use on field, plus the 2 keepers in Ospina and Izacek. And here we are. The starting 11 was Meret in goal, Juan Jesus in the left, Koulibaly and Ramani in the center, Di Lorenzo on the right, Demme and Anguissa in the double pivot with Elmas on the left wing, Zielinski in the number 10, Lozano on the right, and Petagna getting the start today on the number 9, the striker position. Something that I believe, with Osimhen out with this little, nagging little leg injury. I think with Mertens being back fit, Spalletti wanted to try his hand with Mertens over there against Salernitana. Didn't really work out that well. Mertens found himself to be a little more to the left and bringing crosses in at times, and we were like, cross to who? Our talisman, our big number 9 is on the bench. So I think today what Spalletti wanted to do was try his hand at Petagna. And listen, we play the style that suits Osimhen now, and that's Petagna's role too. So I think it was a smart move. We did that substitutions today. The 5 subs that he brought were Mertens, it was Mertens, Politano, Zanoli, Lobotka, and who else? I'm missing one other. It's right here too. Adam Unas. How can I forget? They all came in. They all had their minutes. They had minutes that they needed. I mean, Lobotka hasn't seen minutes in God knows how long, and Unas too, coming back from injury, the two of them. So good for them for getting in. Yeah, so I mean, there's the starting lineup. Let's talk about it though. We had a rocky start with Legia taking the lead on us. The goal by Emerelli in the 10th minute. Little bit of sloppy defense, and at that time it was a little frustrating because we had controlled the game for the first 10 minutes, and then I feel we controlled the game the whole rest of the way going. It was a little frustrating in the first half. I mean, I saw a lot of good play. I saw a lot of crisp passes. I saw a lot of like what am I trying to say? Cohesiveness. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Cohesiveness between the team. And this is a Legia Warsaw side, guys. That Peter, what's up, man? I'm gonna get to your comments, everybody, in just a minute. Please keep them coming. But anyway, this is a Legia Warsaw side, guys. That's 16th of 18 teams in the Ekstraklasa in Poland. They're two matches in hand, but they're at 9 points on the season. They've got 3 wins and 8 defeats. They fired their manager on the 25th after a 4-1 loss in the league. This guy came in, won a cup match, but also lost his first league match too. So this is a team that's rocky, shaky. They had those wins against Spartak and Leicester. I don't want to say lucky against Spartak, but Spartak beat them up that first match. I watched it. They scored late. And then I don't know what's up with Leicester City. There's something's up with them. I'm not too sure what's up with them, but everybody in that group except for us is really shaky in their league. And Legia got that start and just got the goal. And at that point, it was like, damn, that's a 6 goal given up in Europe, and we've got half the goals given up in the league in 11 matches. So in triple the amount of matches, we've given up half the amount of goals in Serie A, which is crazy to me. But you know what? Listen, in Europe, the result is all that matters. To be honest with you, there's a lot of factors in the league. You got goals against, you got all the stuff. You want to try to keep a tighter ship on during the league, obviously, but yeah, I mean, there you go. We went down, and it's funny because I got my guys in the chats. Had to have been in the Renaissance chat. It was in another one too, where everyone was like, "Oh, we should have had 3 by now." And I'm telling you, I promise you guys, when I say this, I felt it coming. I felt it. I said, guys, don't worry about it. It's all right. It's coming. It's coming. Some of you might be in here that might have seen that. I said that it's coming, and boom, didn't it come? I mean, that's it. Before we get to the second half, I'm going to get to you guys. Sal goes late. It's still early here in California. Sal, what are you doing in California? Aren't you a Jersey guy? Is that you? Or didn't you win the contest? What are you doing in Jersey? Dan, I appreciate you. Fra, I appreciate you too, my man. Conquista La Vittoria. Anthony, yes, we did. Vincenzo, we here. Let's go. What's up, my man? Vincenzo, you guys are awesome. I just want to acknowledge you guys really quick. We'll talk about the second half. Hey, we're pretty good. Carmelo says, and yes, we are. We are pretty good. Hey, listen, today's performance is what I was expecting out of Napoli today, and we'll get into it in a minute. Mario Rui is scoring a goal at some point soon. He has been so close lately. Pasquale Napolitano says, yes, he has been close. Didn't feature today because he was still suspended from that red, but we'll see him in the next match in the Europa League. We'll see him on Sunday against Verona. Big match. Fran Valenti, my man, dominated tonight, must be said. No Osimhen, no Fabian, no Insigne, barely used Politano, Mertens, Unas. Just goes to show how much depth we have in attack. Gonna get to that in a minute, my friend. Where are we now? Sal again. Rui and Anguissa are due. Anguissa, let's talk about him for a second. Anguissa, I mean, like just an absolute godsend for me. He worked so hard today. Demme too. I think Demme and Anguissa really complimented each other today. A lot of people didn't really give Demme such a good remark today, but I think he played all right. I think he went back and won balls that he lost. He did good. He found some passes. Him and Anguissa, I think, really linked up well today. Peter, what's up? You just said Raf. If Mario Rui scores more than Napoli win a Serie A, yeah, I mean, the left back is what we were all crying about, right? So if you get a goal or two, I mean, we've already got 2 assists out of him, so what the heck, Fran goes to the right side of the first half, was a standout. Lozano and Di Lorenzo were menaces, in my opinion. Both were beating defenders, but the final product was missing. Happy a goal came for Lozano, deserved it. Yes, we're going to talk about the second half soon, but the first half, you're right, my man. He also goes on to say Zielinski and Lozano were 2 players that needed to step up their game and started against Salernitana. Both were even better tonight, so hopefully they keep it going. Zielinski for me is back. Let's hope he keeps it up. I know it's a little difficult in this system, but he's playing a lot better, so that's good. Dan goes, I saw it and felt the tutta post. Yes. We are a second half team, according to Vincenzo Bertillo. In MMA and boxing, many fighters do that. Feel opponent out, then come out stronger. It's a pattern of ours. It's like rope-a-dope. It's like when Rocky 2? When he played rope-a-dope with Apollo Creed and came back and beat him and got the 10 count, right? Sal says, okay, so Sal moved to Cali for my girlfriend and for a dream teaching position. She thinks I love Napoli more than her. It's close. I swear on my life, this is what we argue about in my house. It's like it's Napoli, then maybe the kids, then, barbering, Apple TV, television shows, pizza, whatever the hot thing is at the moment, and then Allie, my fiance. But it's not true. I love her very much. She's a great person. So Sal goes on again and asks, do we think Unas will get true rotational minutes or serve as more of a super sub around the 70th minute? I think if he gets legit minutes, he can be an X factor. Depends on where we are. Like, okay, so we'll talk about that too later because, we have a very big point. I have a big point to make when it comes to that pretty soon. Ken, Rafa, what's up, my man? What are you doing? Home already, huh? From work? All right. Or are you watching at work? My guy. Ken was at the game, Roma, Napoli, and Napoli, Bologna. Just like amazing stories that he told me. Please go listen to Culture Guys with him on it. I'm about halfway done, Kenny. I didn't get to finish the whole thing, but I did speak to him on the phone over the weekend too, and over the week, and he filled me in on a lot of his trip. Is really cool. He's got a lot of plans too. Please hit him up on Twitch too. Far from Vesuvius Twitch. We're doing some Twitch watch-alongs, which is a lot of fun. I missed the last one, but work got in the way. It happens. Anguissa changed the season for Napoli. None of this happens without him, Peter Scala says. I think none of it happens without him, and none of it happens without, it doesn't happen without Spalletti. There's a lot of factors there, It goes down to the coaching. It goes down to the scouting. Impeccable scouting. I was talking to somebody else about it today. Impeccable scouting, just amazing. Um, you really, you make a move, and we wonder what it's about. Why are we bringing this move in? And we'll talk about Juan Jesus too. I mean, 2 games he's played in, and 2 starting role, and 2 games he's really impressed, and he's been in, on the left. I think one of them was in the center too. He might have started a Serie A game too. I could be wrong. Somebody might want to check that up for me. But yeah, I mean, Juan Jesus has done his thing. And we were all like wondering why we bringing Juan Jesus and what do we need him for? He's terrible, this and that. And look he's done really well. I think, big part of this one play where he brought it down to the left, crossed it in where Petagna chested it down to Elmas with perfect placement. I mean, just amazing. Dan's girlfriend knows not to question your Napoli love. You question your love for him, brother. That's it. Ken is working. Shh, don't tell Trader Joe's. By the way, Trader Joe's, the best food. I mean, everything we've bought from there is 10. A 10, Ken. We just had a new one built closer to our house. We had one a little further from us near Albany. Now we have one in Clifton Park. Trader Joe's, if you guys have never gone to it, I know it's a little hipster and I know it's a little, whatever. It's actually not that expensive. It's freaking delicious. Everything from there is delicious. I got these gnocchi. I got this ravioli. I got this, just crazy other stuff that's just so great. It's wonderful. Check it out. Anyway, that's that. Peter says Anguissa specifically because he came in last minute. Nick Gambone, who do you think Spalletti will start in defense against Verona? We'll get to that. Okay, so everybody in here has, commented. I've shouted you out. Ken says we are the best, and I'm sure he's talking about Napoli, but he's also talking about Trader Joe's. Dude. There you go. Fran, Trader Joe chocolate chip cookies. My lord, I'll have to try those next. I mean, I'm telling you. Oh, the pork belly is clutch for sure. Very, very good. Very good. I mean, I'm telling you, my kids love the incredible sauce. I'll have to ask Allie. I'll text her right now. It's called some incredible sauce. Paulie is absolutely he loves it. Oh, by the way, let me just mention Paulie broken collarbone, went to the surgeon today, doesn't need surgery. Shout out to Paulie because I know he'll be watching this at his mom's over the weekend. So shout out to you, Paulie, and you, Rocco. Love you guys very, very much. We watched the game together today, me and Paulie. Went nuts for the second half. So let's talk about it. Second half, we come in. We Magnificauce. That's it, Ken. The Magnificauce. Holy moly. Very, very good. Sorry, this has become the Trader Joe's podcast. Gorgonzola steel. Yeah, man, it's really not that freaking expensive, dude. Vincenzo, why don't you come down to New York and come check out our Trader Joe's. Come to the States for a little bit. Yeah, you already have the hipsters. You just need the Trader Joe's. All right, guys. Second half. Let's go. By the way, I'm going to throw this up here too. Just a little surprise. Oh, did I not save the banner? Okay. I had a whole banner going for us, but I'll explain it. Anyway, so Napoli in the second half, they come out, and I feel like they come out on the same pace that they did. They really worked hard for, what they accomplished. They ended up drawing a foul in the box, which was a foul. Zielinski came up, took the spot kick. He actually drew the foul, took the spot kick, got on the keeper's hands just a tad, but not enough to save it. 1-1 for Zielinski in the 51st minute. Then we get another one in the 75th minute. This time, Dries Mertens does the nice little panenka like we were talking about earlier. Just a fabulous, fabulous kick. So at this point in the second half, Paramount's audio went off for some reason. I don't know if it ever came back on. I switched back to TUDN and listened to it in Spanish. And the commentators thought that Mertens had to take it again because the referee, the way he was standing. But I guess, it was, all legit, good. we got the advantage there with Mertens, and he celebrated by motioning that he and his wife Katie are having a baby, which is amazing. Very, very happy for them. Nobody deserves it better than Dries Mertens and his lady. They're just a lot of fun to follow, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, if it's a boy, it's Cheeto. I know it. I know it for a fact. But just a few minutes later, Chucky Lozano with the most unselfish move I've ever seen by Petagna, and I know he can do it because he's just a true striker. But what a pass that was to Lozano! Perfect timing, perfect run. Amazing how they both were managed to stay on side with all those guys on them. Just an absolutely fantastic play for the 3-1. That was an amazing goal. And then, guys, in the 90th minute, freaking Adam Munas, what a goal. It's funny because I celebrated the goals, but I didn't really. If you guys know, to follow Far From Vesuvius, I post the goals on the Twitter account, and you can hear me in my house and what's going on. And so for the Mertens goal, I was talking to Ali. For the Chucky goal, I was celebrating. But then for the Unas goal, I was celebrating, but it wasn't like relieving. I knew it was coming. I knew we'd win about 3-4-1. I knew it. I that's why, for me, it wasn't surprising. So I felt it coming. But the Unas goal, that got us screaming loud, and it was great because Rocco wasn't home to watch at the with us live. He was at after schools doing something. Paulie stayed home with me today. So when we came home, we had him watch the highlights, and he went nuts for that goal too. So for me, that was the goal of the weekend. I don't want to hear anything these guys at the Golasso show have to say. That was the goal of the week in the Europa League for me. So 4-1, not really much of a, they did hit the post once, Legia. They had maybe one or two other chances that really didn't amount to a shot. I didn't go over the stats. I'm not going to really do that right now. Whatever, you guys can look up the stats, but I'm pretty sure it was 2 shots on target for Legia. Actually, I do have it right here, so let me check really quick. Yeah, it was. They had 6 chances created. They had one big chance which they scored. I think that's wrong because they did have another big chance where they hit the post and then sailed it over the bar. We also hit the post with Zielinski, nailed the crossbar. Yeah, it was 1 shot on target for, I guess, a shot that hits the post is off target. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Napoli looked really comfortable, cozy, and we had a beast of the match. So I'm gonna hit that. Before I do, let me go back to the chat and again, Napoli win 4-1. That was the game at 1:45. At 4:00, Leicester City and Spartak Moscow played. I'm not sure why they had to play in a separate time. That's whatever. Usually the groups play at the same time unless there's the case where we have to play on Wednesday next because of having 2 matches in one city is not allowed by UEFA. But this is the deal. We had to wait to see what they did, and we're gonna have to wait again next round, match day 5, to see what they do because we play first on a Wednesday. So that's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Also, Anguissa the GOAT. Yes, Ken the GOAT, dude. The GOAT. I'm telling you what we needed in the midfield. The De Rossi to Spalletti's plans is Anguissa for me. I don't really care what anyone else says. He's the defensive winner. He's that grinder, Peter says it's not a rant without a convo about anything other than Napoli. Forza Trader Joe's minus parking. You know what? Not a lot of parking in Clifton Park. I haven't been to the one near Albany. I think it's Latham. I haven't been to that one. But yeah, the parking is always small. What's up with that? I remember Stone Cold Steve Austin complained about that once on one of his podcasts. Trader Joe's, you got to fix the parking. I can't do his voice right now. Trader Joe's, you got to fix the parking, and that's the bottom line. Sal, bro, I'm hating Paramount. Well, the Golasso show gives me a headache, stretching games every 20 seconds and the constant audio issues. I don't hate the Golasso show. I think it's great. The constant audio issues have been one of my pet peeves for this season. And that's not just with the Europa League. And for some reason, something always happens with Napoli in the Europa League matches. I don't know what it is and why. I don't know. But I have a couple of technical issues with Paramount. Otherwise, I love Paramount, the content, the love they give to the sport. Some of it might be not to people's liking or taste, but I'm all for Paramount, man. Like I am. Unas's goal was so ridiculous. It really was. It was. I mean, and you knew he wanted to score one like that because you can see him try so hard every time he gets on there, even if it's just for 5 minutes. But which is good, guys. Which is good. So it goes back to that other question by, I believe it was, forgive me, I forgot who asked it, but it goes back to the other question about Unas. If I think that he gets more time, I think that he gets more time if there's a situation where we need him to get more time. But otherwise, I mean, Insigne's our captain. He's not going to come off. And Lozano and Politano are our guys. So, like, I mean, Unas, as great as he was and as great as he scored, like his goal was today, don't look for him to get that much. I mean, Coppa Italia, maybe dying minutes of Serie A. Like, I still think that he has a lot to offer in the little time he's on the pitch. Dan says it's no Stu Leonard's, dude. I listen. Dan knows I'm from Yonkers, and I've visited that Stu Leonard's so many times in my life. It's an experience for sure. If you don't know what a Stu Leonard's is, you have to go to it because it's amazing. But I don't know, man. Trader Joe's. I mean, Stu Leonard's bread was awesome. There's a lot of Stu Leonard's stuff that I loved. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff down there that I love that I don't get up here. For me, up here, it's Trader Joe's, man, hands down. Mike Summerling, thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. And thank you for your comment. Playing with 4 or 5 middies is one thing. Playing with 4 or 5 middies and consistently carrying the play is another. Just brilliant the way these players are being used. Midfield is carrying the play for the first time in years. Demme, Elma, Zielinski, very enjoyable to watch. And someone, I think it was Michele from Napoli Tickets, guys. He's in one of our WhatsApp groups. And I thought I saw today, Ken, you might be able to like confirm what exactly it was he said, but there was something about him about Spalletti making us not run as much as Gattuso did, as Sarri did, and this is why we're not getting so tired. This is why we're getting less injuries, maybe less. Now, I'm not saying we don't get any, but we're getting less severe, possibly. When Sarri had us all over the place all the time, and by the time we beat Juventus, we were burnt out. We blew our load on Juve, and we were burnt out, and that's just the facts. Because see Mertens holding his breath, and huffing and puffing, and I believe the same to be with Gattuso too. Gattuso had us running a lot, and for some reason Spalletti's widened us out a bit, and we're not running as much. We're not draining as much energy as we were before. That makes a really good point. And so, like I said, Ken, if you want to chime in and possibly correct something I might have missed in that quote there, you can. But I'm going to move on. Vinny says our backups and subs have been contributing incredibly. The worst one, ironically, is the flop of the match. Mehmet. I mean, flop. He didn't have much to do. I'm going to give him a pass on this one, man. Like, he didn't have much to do. The goal, I don't think the goal was entirely his fault. The defense kind of fell apart on that one. And, another inch or two to the left, and Koulibaly heads that ball out of the way. Another clearance. So, I wouldn't give it Mehmet too much crap about today, but he's been out with a bit with injury too. I think we're talking about Unas. Yes. Yes. Unas going to get more time only if someone gets injured. Elmas, Insigne, Chuck and Palumbo and Chuck Palumbo, Chuck and Poli. Ken. It's late. Chuck Palumbo, you know that reference. Unas is the perfect impact sub, and he can play anywhere across the attacking line. Vincenzo says that's true. Stu Leonard is amazing, Franz says. Ken comes back. Stu Leonard is great, but the one-way traffic is annoying. Yes, you have to walk one way and then walk back around if you don't get something, which you're right. It's true. Sal, when Unas was with us last, I found him to be a bit selfish. If he's shaking that, then it's over for our opponents. Unas is a joy to watch. I don't know if I want to call him selfish right now, but I think I know what you're talking about. Like I see him wanting that glory. I think that he's scored that goal because now he's got the goal in the season, so he can kind of like. But at the same time, I feel like he contributes too. I think he's matured a bit, Well, he's definitely earned himself back onto the squad. Obviously, he's done something to do that. So Ken says Michele is his best friend, by the way. Yes, I know, Ken. You love Michele. He's great. That Juve supporter. I know. Work smarter, not harder. And how dare someone make money off of Napoli? Shame, shame, shame. Right, Ken? What a shame. If you don't know that reference, you can hit me up. Yeah, Mario Rui actually mentioned it in the press conference, meaning that okay, yes. So you're talking about him running and the team running a lot less. Strength and energy is being saved and conserved for when we need it. I mean, we have Inter coming up. We have a big match against Verona. Big. I can't understate that. I can't undervalue that either. Big match. Big match against Verona. Huge. I'm legit scared of Giovanni Simeone. I'm sorry, I am. You guys might agree, disagree. I don't know what your stance is on that, but he scares me, and I wouldn't be surprised if we win it 3-2 and get scored on this weekend. I think so. But you know what? The goal was Romani's fault. Ken just said too. I don't seem too crazy now wanting us to keep Unas. Pete Lombardi says, yeah, I mean, I was an advocate to keep him too. I said, screw it. Keep him. You're not going to sell him for 20-something million. Keep him. Like these guys going on loan every year. What's the point? Keep them. What's the point in bringing them back for 5 years in a row and then just loaning them back out? Keep them or sell them. What are you going to do? Sal 100% agrees that I think the loans have helped him mature. I also happy we kept him. Simeone is a nightmare right now. Guys, we have a beast of the match. I'm going to bring that in for just a minute. Tell me who you think your beast of today's match was. Remember, not the man of the match, the beast of the match. What do you guys think? Because I cannot wait to reveal it. Just give me 1 second while I pull it up here. Again, I'm not as savvy as Ralph Pizarro is. I have I have to figure this out. Beast of the match, guys. I mean, who is it? You tell me. I have a lot of names that came into mind today. I really wanted to try to keep it at someone who played the full 90, but I think I had to go with this guy in particular. So you guys just hang tight, and I will share it with you. Let me guess, you already saw it, didn't you? Guys, I don't know what's going on here. All right, hang on 1 second. Beast of the match coming right up. Yes, there he is, the beast of the match, Andrea Petagna. For me, he got it. Shrek love. Yes, sir. Zielinski played well. I would give him man of the match. I'd go either between Zielinski and Lozano for man of the match. But for me, the beast of the match today was Andrea Petagna, and this is why. He comes in after Osimhen goes down on injury. Spalletti doesn't play him, doesn't start him anyway against Salernitana. And somehow Petagna comes in the Europa League, and a lot of people, the way they think the Europa League is, and the way they think that Spalletti's treating the Europa League by sitting Insigne out, Fabian out, a couple of other guys out. They're thinking, okay, we're just gonna rotate and roll with whatever happens in the Europa League. But Petagna came in after, I guess an outsider would look at it saying, maybe Spalletti doesn't trust Petagna that much. Maybe that's why Mertens got the spot against Salernitana. Maybe that's why they'd rather go with a false nine than him. Maybe he's not in the plans. Well, guess what? He's in the plans, all right, because he came out here and he really took control of that position. I think he played an amazing, amazing game today. I think he took some erratic shots, fine, but you got to take shots. I think he brought the ball up. He played well. He held it well. He passed well. He got an assist. I mean, again, that play that I was telling you about, that sequence in the first half where it was Juan Jesus crossing it in and him chesting it down to Elmas's foot and giving Elmas the opportunity to score was just fantastic. I think Petagna made a lot of smart choices. He came back to help on defense, and I think he really fought hard today. Yeah, he's slow. Yeah, he's a little bit out of shape. Not as out of shape as I am, but he's a little bit out of shape. But he is a freaking monster. And when he really puts his all into it, I think Andrea Petagna could be a very important part of this club. He's an important part to this club to me. I still feel like he deserves a lot more credit than he gets, even though he doesn't play as much as people think he should, or people think he needs to get that credit. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like with the Unas goal, he doesn't play a lot. He was injured, but he was getting minutes before he was injured. But he came in today and blasted a goal the way he did. That beautiful touch, after he bobbled it. But Petagna, for me, is just like he comes in, does his job, and doesn't complain about it a lot. He knows what his role is on this team, and he loves it. I think he goes from a starter on, Spal. He played with Atalanta before they were good. Spal. Where else? I'm missing. Missing a destination, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. He went from a regular starter on a crappy lower teams to an important bench guy with Napoli, and he's done it so well. And today I particularly loved how his grit and his hustle. So please, again, if you guys disagree with me, put it in here. I saw a couple of you guys said Zielinski. And that's great, but I mean, everybody also said that this was a good shout too. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Please hit like and subscribe and all that great stuff. Like the episode, rate it, give it a 5-star rating, say something. Please let us know that you love us, and let everyone else know what we're doing. There's so many people out there listening and watching that speak, that could be listening and watching that speak English, that love Napoli too. So Petagna, good call. Scoundrel says good call. Do says Petagnon. Vincenzo wants to shout Ken out. For me, Ramani doesn't pass to Meret because he's not confident with his feet, but I know what you mean. I just feel Meret is the root issue. Hope his confidence improves. That must have been from a comment that was made earlier. I don't see it, so I'm sorry about not knowing where that comes from. But yes, Kenny was right here. Petagna needs to start if Osimhen can't. If Petagna isn't out of shape either, in my opinion. He's just a big guy. But yeah, no, we make fun of him though. We call him the sloppy fat guy, but he's really not out of shape. He is a big guy. Looks better in that jersey than I ever will. That's for goddamn sure. Vincenzo says, agreed, Ken. Even Spalletti admitted we don't suit playing with Mertens as a false nine anymore. Petagna has to be Aussie's backup, and Cheeto can play in the 10 or the wing. Notice how when Mertens came in to play the 10 or the wing, when Elmas came out, that the game changed again. It was quite the opposite, wasn't it, guys? How crazy is that? Now I'm thinking about it. How opposite it was with the Salernitana game, where Mertens came out and Elmas came in with Petagna. It was Mertens and Zielinski that came out, and Elmas and Petagna came in and completely changed the game around. In the benefit for us, we got our goal, right? Now you took out Mertens. Or did you take out Mertens in that? Or did you just move him back? I can't remember exactly what the substitution was, but you take Elmas out now, and the game changes. And you moved Mertens back into that number, into that role, and it's just amazing how it happens, like Mertens came in for Zielinski this time, and you can see how crucial, the change is, 10 minutes on the pitch with Petagna, and these guys are scoring, goals number 2, 3, and 4, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Mike comes in and says, good call. In this 4-2-3-1 formation, he's perfect as long as a midfield attack contributes, which they are, and dynamic works. Ken is saying, yeah, Vincenzo, glad Spalletti saw it because it's evident we can't play with a false nine. I also have a Beast of the Match award goes to Petagna, sponsored by Trader Joe's Latte Miele Cookies. Yeah, you're right, man. I love it. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. So for me, Petagna, he's got to play in that role. I also think that it has a lot to do with Mertens. Mertens' fitness, his age, and his ankle maybe are changed him a bit. And he can't be that dynamic striker, false nine guy anymore. But at the same time, he still has it where he's a little further away from goal and can contribute and make runs. I think I saw a run that was made today too. Wonderful run. Okay, guys, so we win today. Like I said, Leicester City draw 1-1 with Spartak. That means that Napoli are in first place in the standings for Group C with 7 points. Legia Warsaw sits behind us with 6. Leicester City with 5. Spartak with 4. With 2 matches remaining, the next match is Napoli traveling to Moscow and Leicester City at home to Legia Warsaw. Now, if Napoli win the match against Spartak and Leicester City draw with Legia Warsaw, Napoli will win the group with 1 match day left. Let me repeat that. Napoli win and a Leicester City Spartak draw, Leicester City Legia draw wins the group in match day 5 for Napoli. This is because Legia Warsaw would end up with 7 points to our 10. Spartak would be out of contention for first anyway. And Leicester City can't catch us either. So nobody can catch us except for Legia on points, but we beat them in the tiebreak since we beat them in both matches. So a win and a draw in the other group match makes Napoli-Leicester at the Maradona mean 0. That's where Unas can play all match. That's where Petagna can start again. You see? That's where we can have Zanoli start on the left. That's where we can have Juan Jesus start in the center back. Juan Jesus and Manolas if we want to. That's where we can have Marfella. No, he's not on the Idza. I can never pronounce the dude's name, but that's where we can play, quote unquote, the kids. That's where we can have the bench. So, that's the only scenario that I believe that we can win the group on the next match day, but it's a possibility. So, that's super important because we don't want to get caught playing that formerly known as the round of 32 match in February, but now known as the alternate knockout match, the preliminary knockout match, where second place has to play against the third place teams coming from the Champions League, right? Because like I said, now there's 8 teams coming from the Champions League, and there's 8 teams that'll finish in second in their group in the Europa League. Those 16 teams play against each other in that round, while the group winners sit and don't play. And this is at the end. This is right after the guys come back from Africa. I mean, this is like we're talking February 13th, 14th. You know what I mean? So that's crucial to me. Crucial because we'll have Juventus on the 6th, and then we have an easy schedule after that. We have Coppa Italia in there too, but again, not playing in those matches in February to me could be very big. Very, very big. It's the same thing with Europa League third place teams and those Conference League second teams. They play each other too. So Conference League winners get a bye as well. And as of now, Roma are in second place in their group because they drew with Bodo Glimt today. So, it's likely that they don't win that group. Then you have Milan, who are struggling but are trying. In my opinion, they're trying to make it out of the Champions League group stage. They can't win it. The only thing they could do is barely make it out of the second round. But if they don't make it out of the second round, they could catch the third round of the Europa League. If they do, they have to play in February too. Same thing with Inter. Juve already won their group. But in the Champions League, when you qualify for the Champions League round of 16, it's the same thing. Nothing changes. So let's hope that either Inter qualify out so they continue to play, and Milan either qualify out into the Champions League or slip into third place because fourth place gets them out of Europe. They don't go to the Conference League. If you're last in your group, you're out. So Milan finishing in third would benefit us too. More matches for them, better for us. I feel like our depth can sustain more than one tournament, and it sucks. I see it, Kenny. I know what you're saying. It sucks that Milan is bailing on UCL because a team with Giroud and Ibrahimovic on their squad would rather tank the Champions League to win a Serie A. Not like Zlatan's never won a Champions League, right? I'm sure he wants to win the Champions League, and I know he's probably going to commit to playing next season too. But what does that mean? Time is running out on Zlatan's career. I'm sure he wants to win the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? Like don't. And I don't want to hear Milan fans, and I tweeted this out, Milan fans coming at me saying, oh, Milan's deeper than Napoli. Milan has better quality on the bench than Napoli. Is that so? Because if that's the case and you're starting the bench against teams in the Champions League too, if you're rotating in the Champions League, then how come you ain't won a match yet? I know. I get it. It's the group of death. These guys are new. Milan players, most of the Milan players haven't been to the big show yet. I get it. I understand that. Fine. But don't come at me saying that you're deeper than us or you can't even get out of your group. Maybe you're not even going to come out, that you would rather get out of the Champions League altogether, Europe altogether, to focus on the Scudetto. But you're a deeper team, right? Yeah, okay. So you're a deeper team. Same thing with Inter. A couple of injuries to Inter last season, and they wouldn't have won no Scudetto. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what pisses me off about some of the Milan fans. I love Milan. There's so many Milan fans that I love. I love so many of them. I can list 5 off my head right now. David Fonte, Michael Lisi, Matteo Bonetti. Look at me not remembering a couple of the guys' names. Oh, and Milan the the internet, Milan guys. What are their names up in Montreal? Vinny and Presidente. Yeah. Milan Weekly Pod. Yeah. Love those guys. Love. I actually don't mind Milan, to be honest with you, but you can't sit there and tell me that you guys are deeper than up. Deep, yes. Deep, yes. But today was, for me, was a statement that Napoli made. I feel Napoli made a statement today. The statement was, we're going to play the bench. We're not even going to bring Insigne, Fabian. There was someone else they didn't bring, but it's escaping me. We're not even going to bring these guys. And we're gonna come out there and say, "Oh no, Europa League, we're going after the Europa League," and then come out and beat the tar out of Legia Warsaw with a bench. You know, I mean, come on. That shows me that we're in it. We're in all of them, and I'd rather be in all of them. I'd rather be in every single competition and not win, but go as far as we possibly could and give it our best than tank one for another and not win either, which is what happened in the 18. And it pisses me off every time I think about it, every single time. I don't care about the Inter Juve thing. I don't care about the conspiracy against Koulibaly with the red card. I don't care about Fiorentina. I don't care about Saudi. I don't care. It just, every single time I think about that, I think about, wow, Koulibaly's goal against Juve was the highlight of that season, and then it was over after that. It was over. Why? Because we didn't have what it took. We didn't have the bench. We didn't have the right guy at the helm, and we took the wrong approach in wasting away other competitions. You're gonna tell me we can win a Coppa Italia? We've won 3 under ADL. You know? Couldn't tell me we couldn't go deep in that. Lost early out to that. You know, was an embarrassment in Europe. Come on. You have to, for me, you have to go. You have to go all the way. And Ken, I know, dude. Frank and Richard. Dude, shit. 7. You're right. 8. Frank and Richard. Come on. How could I forget those guys? Oh, and then our guy at Cultural Guys, too. Not Adriano. Adriano's the Juventino, right? I forgot. But anyway, you guys, you know what I'm talking about. For me, I mean, I know. Kenny really thinks Milan are deeper than we are. I disagree. I do. I'm not saying they're not deep. I just disagree. But you know, I feel like we're deep, and he and I share the same thing about, you know, the other Adriano. Yeah. So Nick is the Juve fan. That's right. So it's Adriano who's the Milan fan. I mean, so many of them I love. And honestly, I'm gonna be frank with you guys. It was Antonio from IFTV that triggered me. You know, and I know he talks out of his ass a lot, and I know that that's what he's there for. But for me, Antonio just is. You know, listen, we're Napoli. We're Napoli content. We're going to be pro Napoli all the time. He's just so like, and people tell me that I'm clouded and I'm like blinded by love for Napoli, but close people in my circle tell me that. But his is too much. When he said what he said about them being a complete team and we only depend on 3 players, nah. I don't want to hear it. That's not the truth. It's not the truth. You know, it's just the way it is, you know. I did have some questions up here I want to address because I want to hit you guys up and then I'll get out of here. We're approaching an hour pretty soon. But Anthony Scagna, what's up, my man? I hope you're still with us here. Raf, running solo in the grind. Keep up the fine work, bro. I'm sorry, I thought you had a question. Nah, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. You guys feed my solo-ness here. I don't feel like I'm alone when I'm with you guys in the chat. I really don't. It's awesome. I love it. Beast of the Match by Pasquale. Piece of the Match awarded to Petagna. Oh, you already read that. Sponsored by, I wanted to read it again. Once again, Patania, your Trader Joe's Beast of the Match. Oh, man. All right. Here's the big question to the Drip King. Which is superior, the Red League kit or the Red Europa League kit, bro? Yo. They're both so great. And I don't know. We got Bizarro has the Serie A kit. I want to get the red Euro. As soon as that Europa League kit hits, I'm getting it. That red one, absolutely fantastic. I can't make it because you got the Lete and the MSC in white with the blue trim is just so beautiful. But then you have that red and gold, and I know everyone's going to be a bunch of people on here. Like, oh, it reminds me too much of Roma. Those are our commune colors. Those are the Provincia di Napoli. That's our colors. I can grab the flag. It's right there. You know, I got the Comune flag. The red and yellow are our colors. Like yes, we're blue because of the sky and the sea, and Napoli is azzurro. And that's beautiful. But I love the could be accidental but possible nod to our Comune colors. We had that once when we had a red kit with Macron. It might have been one of the first Macron kits. I think Quagliarella was on a team where we had like a little bit of yellow going or gold going across the back of the jersey too, if I can remember. But yeah, that's so hard to. I mean, I'm always a fan. I'm always a fan of the European kits because there's not two sponsors on the jersey. There's one. They did get to put the Amazon on the sleeve, which wondering if that's a UEFA thing, if they're allowing like another sleeve. Also, if you notice, every team in Serie A now has a sleeve sponsor. Like if they didn't last year, they have it now. It's crazy. But yeah, there you go. Luca's asking, is that round of 32 match with the CL team 1 or 2 legs? It's 2 legs. So there's 2 legs in February, a week apart. Or is it 2 weeks apart? Confirmation on that later. But yeah, so there's two legs in February and then 2 legs. And usually that's how it is, where last season group winners and the best 4 third place teams were seeded and on one side, and then the group runners up and the worst 4 third place teams from Champions League were unseeded, and then you'd have a seeded team against an unseeded team draw each other, and everyone played round of 32. And then that was in February when all the first leg Champions League matches went on. And because they split those within 2 weeks. They had it is 2 weeks. They had 1 week. They had half of the Champions League first matches, and the other week they had the other half of the Champions League first leg matches. But in those 2 weeks, Europa League played first leg, second leg, round of 32. Then they went on for when Champions League were doing the second leg of the round of 16. Europa League would do 1 and 2 of the round of 16. So now group winners don't play in that February 2-legged tie. They get a bye into the round of 16. So that's why when you hear this season people saying, oh, only the first place teams get an automatic spot in the round of 16, that's why it is. It was never like that before. It's like that now. So there you go. Let's see what else we got. The winter up north. It's awful. My toes are frozen as we speak. I don't have shoes on. It will still be hard on the old guys. Oh, you're talking about North Italy. I got you. Yep, you're right. Kenny, Frank, and Richard. Yes, I remember we were talking about that. You think Milan is deeper. ID, did you notice? Thank you, ID, by the way. Did you guys notice how well our offside trap is functioning? That's why we are so strong defensively, because we don't allow other teams to even reach our penalty box. Yeah, very good point. I mean, we have such a strong defense this season. Ramani has been so great in place of Manolas. And I tell you what, I'm happy that it's Ramani back there, and I'm happy that we have Manolas as an option when he's healthy. He works really hard for us, and I know he's a little shaky too sometimes lately, especially, but I wouldn't have it any other way with those three center backs. I'm very comfortable with any combination of those three center backs. Yeah. So, there we go. What else? EL Kit less sponsors. Ken says, Vinny says it's so hard. Vinny, it's so hard. When is it not hard, brother? You tell me when it's not hard. Do me a favor. Vinny says he's leaning Europa now. Thank you, brother. If I helped you make that decision, But listen, the Europa League kits are not available yet. Just the home kits are available. Europa League red is not available yet, man. So if you're itching for a red, go get that Serie A. It's so beautiful. I love how everything's in white, man. Like the Lete, the MSC, the Amazon, the name and numbers in the back are white with that red and that blue crest, bro. Oh, so great. Pasquale loves the late shows. Thanks for the stream. Bro, thank you guys for watching. Really, I appreciate it. Pasquale, and you said you got to run, and that was a couple minutes ago, or it might be now. Got to run. Love you, buddy. BZ is in the house, working. Bro, work hard, man. Get it. Get that money, brother. I got you. No worries. I got you. I'm holding it down for a bit. But yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you for coming in with me so late. I was wondering if I should do it. It was 10 o'clock, running into 10:30, trying to set up, and I'm really happy I did, because I'm so happy that a lot of you turned out for it. Really appreciate you guys. Vinny comes in and says, "I'm waiting still for my Halloween kit to arrive, so no rush." But Red Europa it is. Me too, man. And I'm upset that some of us on this side of the earth got theirs and we didn't get ours yet. It would have been nice for Halloween, but my goal was for Christmas, as most of you here know. I want it by Christmas at least. I don't even care. We call it the Halloween kit, but I don't care. I'd wear that thing all year long. It's so beautiful. It's amazing how they did it. And I think it was Sereno who opened his and showed it off, and it was just so freaking awesome. Franz shouting out the biz. Franz says that to Vinny that he thinks that your decision has been made. Yes, the red Euro kit. Yeah, great. And some more love from Ralph Pizzato. Guys, once again, thank you so much. We're about an hour now. Appreciate you all coming in once again. Please like, subscribe, follow Raf and Raf on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow our YouTube. Everybody listening, thank you for listening on Far From Vesuvius. If you're not following Far From Vesuvius, go follow Far From Vesuvius, because that's where we post these shows later on, so you can listen if you can't watch. But share. Let people know about us, because we love to have an audience, a different type of audience, an audience that can speak to each other and can have a good conversation. And you guys spark a lot of our content. Really, you do, and I appreciate that, and I want more of you guys in. I really do. Thank you for letting me take some time into talking. Thank you for being patient with me for being away. I want to say thanks to Ralph Pizzato, because he works so hard on this when he's not working at work, but things have come up, so he had to step away for a bit. We'll be back. He'll be back. I had to step away. So when I was stepping away from the rant, I was also stepping away from FFV for a bit. Ken and the Far From Vesuvians stepped in for me in that role too. They came out with a podcast. They all collabed, all of them, for a great episode. Hopefully some more a lot of weight off my shoulders. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys all very much. Love to the biz. Love to all you guys. So Monday night is the next scheduled show for sure. We're going to go back to our regular Monday nights. Biz can give me a thumbs up if he's still watching to confirm that. We'll talk again this weekend. I do have a frenemies that I have scheduled for tomorrow. We're going to see if that happens. Hopefully it does. I'll release that as a standalone pod. I'm going to try my best to have a post-match Verona episode because last time we played Verona, shit got real and it got emotional. So we're gonna have to come on, hopefully in a win this time, and change that attitude a little bit. But it's gonna be a big game, but also because of the Milan derby. So expect another late post-match on Sunday. So how about this? I will lock in a post-match for Sunday, but it'll be late. It might be as late as it is now. It might be right after the Milan Inter game. It just depends on my situation. But please understand that we will have a show, and that's it for that until the international break is over, where we come back and play against Inter. Huge time for us guys because the schedule doesn't get easier. It's going to get difficult. So yeah, there you go, guys. Ken says he might be on Twitch for that. What's that? The Verona game? Hopefully you are, buddy. It's 12 o'clock. Oh, the clocks go back this Sunday morning for us, guys. We set the clocks back so time gets normalized. I know everything this week was an hour late because Europe changed their clocks. So clocks this week on Sunday for everybody that wanted to know, needed to know. Listen, the phone does it for us anyway now, so it really doesn't matter. You don't need a reminder. Just set the alarm and you're good. Late show rules, the Johnny Carson of Napoli. Far from that. Thank you. A lot of people used to say, it's funny that you mentioned that. A lot of people used to say I look like Jay Leno as a child. I don't know why. I'll try to find a picture when I was a kid. But guys, I love you all very much. Forza Napoli sempre. We'll see you very, very soon. Ciao for now. Forza Napoli.